What was the dumbest thing you got punished for at school? Two kids got into a fist fight and I was given a detention because I was in close proximity to them when the fight started. They even told the teacher I had nothing to do with it, but she didn't listen. I've always referred to it as the proximity detention. Back in middle I never got in trouble, except for this one time when I got my work done faster than everyone else, so I got sent to detention because the teacher thought I wasn't doing anything. The funny thing is when I arrived, even the administrator watching the detention students had a shocked look on their face because they would have never expected me in there. They ended up just telling me to go back to class 30 minutes later. String cheese. Amazingly, my kindergarten teacher never knew about this incredibly common food. So she kept me in for recess because I was playing with my string cheese. I'm not going to bite into it like a barbarian, Mrs. Harris. A teacher once told me I looked at her funny in elementary school and my parents got a phone call saying that I had been rude to a teacher. I still, at 31 years old, have no idea what the fuck I did to piss this teacher off. I sharpened my pencil at the same time as somebody else trading Pokemon cards in 8th grade. It was considered gang activity. Any group that had 5 or more people was considered a gang and banned. School was dumb. In 1st grade me and my friends got in trouble for trading trash packs because according to teachers it could lead to problems if an unfair trade occurs. All trash packs were then banned. Also, I'm really not sure if trash packs were as popular around the world as they were at my school, but basically they're small rubber figurines that had different rarities that you would trade with your friends. Sharpened a crayon in a pencil sharpener in 1st grade. Lost recess and the principal called my mom. Mom was not amused, yelled at the principal for interrupting her work day for a minor offense. Said that sharpening a crayon was hardly the first step towards juvenile delinquency. Sharpens crayon, this kid has a horrible life ahead of them. Untucked my shirt after school was over. That's pretty NSFW though. She made a mistake that resulted in me failing a test. Then she accused me of trying to cheat and lie to her, and punished me for it. When you're an adult and this happens to you, it's no big deal, it's just another asshole you have to deal with, but it's very different when you're a child that trusts and respects authority. The way I walked to my chair, teacher told me to walk correctly and I told her I was. Then I stuck my tongue out. I was in kindergarten. She turned my chair to the wall. Then I got in trouble again when she told me to turn back around and I said I'd rather look at the wall. For turning in my project by myself. My teacher said it was unfair to others, even though she was aware that I did the project by myself. And the cherry on the top. Her son was in my group as well and he did absolutely nothing at all. I failed a project because of that once. Did it all by myself, told the teacher I did it alone and she said it was fine since she'd put me with the slackers. Day came to present, and I got penalized 81/100 points for not working with the other kids. They got full credit and didn't even have a presentation. They went to the front of the class and straight up said they didn't do anything and didn't care if they failed. Asked the teacher why she did that afterwards and she denied ever letting me work alone. Kids in my group happened to have rich parents that were friends with the principal. I got suspended for not coming to school. Like duh. That's what I wanted. Reminds me of death penalty for attempted suicide, haha. When I was 5 at a public Christian school, some random ass 5th grade girl just decided to sock me in the gut for some reason. I told the recess duty and she dead ass yelled at me for interrupting her quiet time and made me sit for the rest of recess. Well, if you can't defend yourself you can't play with the others. I got in trouble for my sparkly hair clips. Was like 8 years old. Had bangs cut. Teacher called it a distraction and taped them back. I'm sorry, the frick. I got detention because I dropped a kumquat on the floor and my friend ate it. She then told the teacher, in tears, that we forced it down her throat. I have a similar story to this. Once, I tapped a girl's foot in 3rd grade. At the end of recess, I was pulled aside by my teacher who then said, "Why did you kick Patty today?" At first, I had no idea what she was talking about, so I said, "I never kicked Patty." Patty then comes in sobbing, claiming that I kicked her. Definitely one of the most traumatizing events from my childhood. If Patty is out there, you suck. Was fighting back against people who were beating the shit out of me. Yeah, most school do this for some fricked up reason. I was suspended for moving out of the way when a couple guys thought one could hold my legs while the other climbed on a desk and dropped elbow first into me. The guy slammed elbow first into the concrete floor and broke his arm. Apparently this was my fault as I didn't cushion his fall. It was probably either the time 7-year-old me got told off for making fun of God for trying to explain what Pastafarianism was, or the time I brought in a cricket ball. My uncle is Pastafarian, but nobody had quite explained to me that that entire religion is meant as a joke, satire of sorts, so I seriously thought he believed in a flying wad of spaghetti, and understandably the religion class teacher thought I was taking the mickey out on him. My family were already on dodgy terms with him because we were atheists going to a Catholic school. The cricket ball one is plain stupid though. I'm an Australian living abroad. One day I bring in a cricket set that has a cricket ball that looks like a red tennis ball but very heavy. Teacher then took away my ball and I got in trouble because someone could mistake this for a tennis ball and get seriously hurt. Never mind the oversized solid wood cricket bat I had, it was the ball that was the issue. A friend of mine got in trouble for clapping. Allegedly, he clapped exactly once, which obviously means sarcasm, and that obviously means he was making fun of the teacher. Funniest part? Nobody clapped. Teacher heard a noise, assumed it was a clap, assumed the last student to get into class was the one who clapped, assumed it mean making fun of her, and then sent the dude right to the principal's office. She left the class in tears after none of us would take her authority seriously anymore. All the teachers were on her side telling us we did something horrible by making fun of her, and even the principal told us so at one point. That day I lost respect for the school system and asked the teacher where I could buy a diploma like hers. I was suspended, but it was worth it. A guy in my chemistry class was making fun of people reading. He said books were stupid. I said, well, that's fair if the only thing you've read was The Pokey Little Puppy. Got pulled into the assistant principal's office the next day. I was told that just because you think something doesn't mean you have to say it. I still wonder how that comment escalated so fast. In first grade, I used to finish a lot of the in-class math work well ahead of everyone else, and my teacher's response would be to put me in the class closet so I would not bother the other students. This went on for about 6 months before I told my parents, at which point the teacher was promptly fired. I didn't understand, it wasn't normal at the time. Trying to get my backpack back. Hit a kid back who pounded on me. 3-day in-school suspension. I so just won a distance learn. The entire grade, 60 of us, got punished because 2 or 3 boys had been running down the street on our way back to school from an excursion, ringing random doorbells. We were all forced to stay after school for half an hour. Collective punishment, illegal under the Geneva Convention. I tried to argue that in my high school. However, they maintained that we were not enemy combatants, and thus had fewer rights. I had to write a report on Native Americans in 4th grade. We were never taught about plagiarism, so I copied some sentences from websites. I got in trouble, understandable, but was given the chance to redo it. I went home and rewrote most of the paper, including each copied sentence, and didn't use the internet at all. I take it back to the teacher the next day. She keeps me in for recess and explains that I still plagiarized because I had a word-for-word sentence in my report from this website she found. I had never used that website she showed me. I tried to explain, but she gave me a 0 on the report and I had to stay inside for recess, which hurt my little 4th grade heart. I still get pissed off thinking about this. In grade 9 I got detention for needing to use the bathroom more than 3 times in one semester for one class. I am a girl and girls need to use the washroom a lot at certain times, so this rule was completely useless and stupid.